Sorry.
You did not do that correctly.
That's okay.
I forgot where we were.
In case you guys didn't notice, Matt's not here, so we're just gonna mess this stuff all up for him.
Yeah!
Everybody, I'm Shout to Everybody. An interesting fact about me is that I had dinner by myself today, and instead of getting just a fish collar bone, they gave me a whole fish head, and I ate it like a monster. Check my Twitter.
What a fact! What a fact!
And I'm Emma Fife, and the person who did the really great Candy Cornicus Hyperforce art just followed me on Twitter. Thank you, Ranger Whips. I love your artwork.
Fantastic.
And I'm Yume Warlock, and last weekend I went to go see Blade of the Immortal, and Takashi Miike and Miyavi were there.
Whoa!
Yes.
Phantasmical. And I'm Maxwell Song, and my fact of the day is that they have the thickest fur of any mammal in the animal kingdom.
I'm sorry, you're just sharing a fact about
they?
something
Is the
else.
Otters.
Is the otter.
Oh,
Did
you
you
did
know
it
that
backwards.
about otters?
I did not know that about otters.
Because I like to give people
We
useful
gotta
facts.
stop doing these intros. We're gonna keep going.
Exactly.
On the lamb
We
like
gotta
an otter.
we gotta get to our special guest and our main topic, guys.
Yes, our special guest today
Indeed.
is Robbie Daymond. He'll be coming on later to talk about his role in Kabaneri, the Iron Fortress. But first, guys, we are gonna go to Weeb Weekly. Hey everybody, welcome to Weeb Weekly. It is our section of the show where we talk about all the weeb news that you need to know about this week. For our first topic, we have
really?
Apocrypha.
Apocrypha.
Yeah. So, guys, here's the thing about Netflix and anime. Netflix does not know how to promote when they are dropping new anime series.
Definitely not.
Because literally, the only way that I knew that Fae Apocrypha was dropping on Netflix last night at midnight is because Erica Mendez tweeted about it. Erica Mendez wrote the ADR script for this. She also plays the Jack Ripper, Assassin of Black character in it. And yeah, and so I started noticing her tweeting being like, oh, Fate Apocrypha should be dropping in like 4 hours, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Netflix.
Well,
Get your
Netflix.
shit
By the way-
together.
Just a tweet.
And by
Get
the
your
way,
shit together.
One
and
tweet
also,
would be
Erica,
fine.
by the way, is Akko in Little Witch
yeah,
Academia.
yeah, that's
so,
right.
Oh.
so she
She's a great
knows to
Akko.
keep an eye out for these things. But yeah, I just come on, Netflix. You
Get it
could just
together.
give us a little
No.
give us a little
I
something
I mean,
else.
it
Who owns
literally
that?
would be the easiest thing for Netflix to do because, you know, only social media exists.
Yeah.
And is only rapid
Yeah.
and free.
And again, don't get me wrong. Like, I am pro Netflix distributing anime series because you get this big global distribution and it gets out to a lot more people than it would even just being on like a Crunchyroll. So I'm all about it. But like, give me a heads up.
Yeah. It's called
Yeah.
Hootsuite. You can
I just
schedule
don't-
that.
Yeah, I just really don't understand, like, if they're trying to put all of these anime, like, series on Netflix, like, why they don't try to promote it even
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
maybe
Like,
a little.
Get a trailer out there or something, you know? They're already pre-made for you. You just have to put Netflix over it, like you do everything else, Netflix.
Yep.
And Emma,
Yep.
you said they divided it again, right? The season?
Yeah,
Weird?
so it's a 25 episode
No.
season. Again, they have released 12 episodes and are calling it season 1. Somewhere down the line, we'll be
God,
releasing
Jesus.
You know, that
13
is-
episodes as season 2.
That is
So-
like super confusing for anybody who is ever gonna actually like buy it.
Yeah.
It's like when they
I know.
release in Japan, it's season 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, and I understand. At least they're splitting it up in a good place because usually in most of like animes, that 12
That is true.
12th episode is like a recap episode, or
Yeah.
13th episode is a recap episode. So at least this makes sense, and it
Yeah.
won't like. Hopefully, it won't cut right in the middle of it and be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, we're
There
going to
it
watch
is.
it. Like,
There
we're going
it
to
is.
watch it.
Yeah, of course we're going to watch
All right.
it.
And for our next news segment, guys, the new IMAX trailer for our favorite live-action movie,
Oh,
Full
boy.
Metal Alchemist, has just dropped. Let's take a peek,
Yeah.
everybody. Let's take a little peek.
Oh boy, here we go.
God, Jesus.
Oh wow.
So this is actually cool parts. Cool.
It's one of those things that looks like they put all the cool parts in the trailer.
This is just.
I agree. I
Totally.
totally agree.
Oh no!
Absolutely. Oh, no, don't do
Here
it.
it comes, here it comes,
Eh,
here it
don't
comes.
Do, no.
Oh.
Oh no, I got no head.
Uh
Oh, wait, what color is my hair? It's this color. It doesn't exist in humanity.
Oh, that wig.
Look at this wig.
That
Look
wig
at
is
that wig.
atrocious. Why is it so
It made me so
yellow?
mad. Oh,
Is that a wig?
It is a wig.
I mean, they got some lace
Pretty,
front
Yeah.
happening.
pretty on there.
I mean,
That
I
was
guess
cool.
the
Look, that was-
the
yeah.
Seven Deadly Sins people all look pretty cool.
These side characters got some
I
action.
feel like for a Japanese live action movie, it's pretty good in its effects.
The effects look pretty good. So why? What did they run out? But my question is, did they run out of money doing the effects and then went, well, we can't buy a nice wig now. We're just gonna
we can't do it.
I think the thing is that the wig is also very inconsistent looking from shot to shot.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
One was clearly like way yellower than the other ones that looked pretty okay.
It was
but they're all very
it was a
nappy
rough
wigs.
day.
And I don't know why are we focusing on the wigs? I don't know.
Because we
there's
have
so
to
many
pick it
other
apart.
things that we can pick apart
we're just
about
upset,
it.
But guys, apparently this movie's already has premiere on October 25th at Tokyo International Film Festival.
What?
Wow.
And apparently it's going to release in over 190 countries, including the U.S., starting December 1st.
Wow.
I'm not sure
Wow.
who's
Yeah.
doing distribution for that in the U.S. I could not Google that
I
fast
don't
enough.
know.
But this is a Universal movie, correct?
Is it?
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
a
don't
Universal
know.
movie.
Coming soon to Universal theme parks. It's not. It's definitely
Full Metal
not.
Alchemist, the ride.
Not. But yeah, so the film stars Ryosuke Yamada, who is also from Heisei Jump, and was in the live-action Assassination Classroom, if you don't remember, as Edward Elric, except he's being aged up to 20 years old instead of being a child in this one. In case you're wondering why he's so
Why
old.
he looks not
Why he's so
15.
old? Why he's so
Well, he
old?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Edward wasn't really a child.
They
was
were
he?
teenagers.
No, he's a teenager.
Yeah.
They were like.
Well, no, when they,
teenagers.
He had a
he was
growth-
the youngest
He had a
or
weird
whatever.
growth thing because of the
Because he's little.
alchemy.
Yeah,
because of the
it's
kid.
a whole
Yeah.
it's a whole point that he's
Yeah.
supposed to be small. But anyway,
Hey.
moving on to our final story for Weeb Weekly this week, which is that at Youmacon this weekend, Funimation announced that they are adding a new show to their quote-unquote simul-dub lineup. It's not really a simul-dub because this series was made in 2012 and it's long over.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes
No, usually the simul-dubs are actually just like 2 weeks behind when they're airing in Japan. It's a really incredible thing that Funimation does. It boggles my mind that they do it that quickly.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show that they are adding is very important, though, because it is Space Battleship Yamato 2199, which is the 2012 remake of the classic 1970 series, Space Battleship Yamato, created by Yoshinobu Ishizaki and, of course, Leiji Matsumoto, which was distributed in the U.S. as Star Blazers for anyone who's really
Yes.
old and remembers that.
Those stars got blazed, yo.
But I will say that this is Funimation
high in
today,
space.
like literally an hour before this show, posted the simul-dub cast. So I did not have that information when we were making this rundown today, but you can go check that out on their blog and on their Twitter. And this is very, very good news because I was looking at the Blu-rays of these Space Battleship Yamato 2199 releases, and they are hella expensive. So I am looking forward to watching this on Funimation now and not
Yay.
spending all of my money.
I know, God, remember when you had to buy like just 3 episodes on a VHS and that shit was like
That shit was like
$20?
$40.
I remember
That's a lot.
Suncoast. Does anyone remember
Yeah,
Suncoast?
I dated a guy who was a manager of Suncoast for
Oh,
his
boy.
discount.
For his discount.
For
as
the
a young
anime?
child.
Oh, gotta do it for the anime.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ben Bird, if you're out there.
Anyway,
sorry about that.
but yes, so that is that. Also, of course, Funimation announced the final pieces of the dub casting for Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which they will be distributing on home video at an as of yet unreleased date. But keep your eyes peeled on that, and we'll be talking about that a little later in the episode.
All right, guys, that's all we have for this week's Weeb Weekly. But now it's time for Next Time On. Hey, everybody, Next Time On is a section of the show where we talk about shows that we've been talking about all
Yes.
all
Yeah.
seasons
Yeah.
that are currently airing.
Like every episode, every week.
We always talk about
We
it.
always.
Yeah.
And last week, you guys voted
That's
for us
what's
to talk
called
about
that.
Ancient Magus Pride, which we'll get to in a second. We are going to start with Shokugeki no Soma, Episode 6, The Imprisoned Queen, a.k.a. Child Abuse? Question mark?
Yes, it was just about how like
Yeah, borderline child abuse.
Not borderline. It was child
It
abuse.
was like food
Yeah.
abuse also?
it was really mostly just about how Erina had a really terrible childhood. And
Yeah.
We're going to do the spoiler alert right now, guys. Spoilers for just a second. Okay. go ahead.
her dad was the worst. But we kind of knew that he was the worst based on
Yeah.
what we saw.
He was
His
the
hair,
most villainous
he
of
is
villains.
Very, very much his hair is basically
Yeah.
like you are a
Villain
villain,
hair.
quintessentially.
You got that white streak, you definitely a
Yep.
villain if you're not Batman.
That's a streak of
Yeah.
evil.
Yep.
Even his pupils, because they're just like solid black.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Like,
right.
expression.
And they have those like the head has that little like ooh I'm demented like squirrel in your eye.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yep.
But yeah, basically it was a lot about him just quote unquote training Erina to be the god tongue, but mostly isolating her and abusing her.
Yeah, like, make sure you call everything garbage. This is garbage. That's garbage.
More the pedigree and you know,
wasting food.
Yeah, the sad thing, obviously, was really just like the relationship between her and Alice and how he basically wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
And so Alice, you know, in the beginning, in the first season, you see like Alice not really liking Erina. You're not quite sure why, and you realize that this is the reason that they have like bad blood is because of the father, because she just thought that like Erina was too good for Alice, but that wasn't the case. It was just his dad was an asshole.
Yep. Pretty
Sad
much.
times.
But then
Good
there was a
episode.
really cute part where she's basically imprisoned by her dad, and then like her friends are like, "Yo, let's go. You can just walk out."
Oh,
this
I
window."
know. When everybody breaks her out, it's so
It's chill
cute.
break time.
It's really cute.
It's
Yeah,
really
because Alice shows up to break her out with the secretary
Hisako
girl,
and
it's so good.
Was it Ryo?
Real, yeah.
Ryo.
Yukihiro was not there. No,
No.
He was busy jogging with the grandfather.
Oh my god,
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
like the craziest training scene.
I love that. It was like, we're gonna have a conversation, but let's do pull-ups in the rain while doing so.
Yeah.
That was a very amazing artistic choice.
It was.
But it was cool because he's basically like, you have to save her, and he's like, whatever. I'm
He's
just
like,
gonna
do
cook her
I
again."
really?
He's like, I'm
Okay.
just gonna cook her again. That was my goal in the beginning.
Mogo Don't Socialize in the chat asks if her dad is like a Gendo Ikari tier dad.
Yeah, who's
Yeah,
worse?
yeah.
Who's worse?
Yeah,
though?
he's in the same.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
yet.
really. I mean, because he didn't make her go into a robot that was essentially made of his mom.
But
so
he,
I-
well, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. But
Yeah.
he does like isolate her and ruin her relationship with people. And
I mean, that's true.
I feel
That's
like it's
true.
early yet. He could be the new Gendo Ikari, but it's too early to tell.
too early.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a
Who's to
signature
say?
thing, though. I mean, I know he has a streak, but he needs like a something, you know? Like he needs like a maybe like a pose, like
Yeah,
an evil
like an
pose.
evil pose.
Yeah.
I feel like he has his just like ominous silhouette where he's like,
I think
Or like
I think there
flapping
is a
jacket.
scene
Yeah.
in the manga where he does actually do that.
okay,
I'm
well,
pretty sure. I'm
that's
not
a
sure.
little
We'll see. We'll see.
tungsies and cheeksies.
Yep.
But I think I'm excited for this to get past this point, and we can see that there's like a new community forming of like, okay, now the young generation has to usurp the Elite 10 for not just selfish reasons, but because it's gonna change the whole world of cooking or something.
Yeah.
What
We
it
always-
takes.
I'm sure.
What didn't make sense to me is like, why does the Elite 10 vote to oust the grandfather? Like,
That's very confusing.
it's very confusing. It's a confusing plot point because they're just like, okay, let's have a vote, but not we're not gonna not include Ishiki Senpai,
Yep.
and like how is that okay?
It makes no sense.
It seems like this was all like planned from the beginning or something. Like there's just like the seeds of the seed. or
Right, it was an
whatever.
elaborate
You know, It
ruse.
was like this very elaborate, like dramatic thing.
Yeah.
They like he basically planted these very young cooking geniuses into the Elite 10 and made
And
them look
how.
That's what I'm assuming. They
Yeah.
haven't really
Yeah.
explained it yet.
Yeah,
but like that's the only reason it would make sense. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. Like I think our cooking is the best, and no one else should cook, except that your cooking is all different, and you're like conceptually, it's very
Right,
flimsy.
right,
Yeah,
right,
very
but,
very flimsy.
but then on top of that, it's just like if he was exiled, how do they know about him? You know, like
How
did
because
they
all
reach
the
him?
kids were like, my father told me. Right
Yeah,
now.
because he's like a legend.
Legendary
because he was
exile.
exiled. Like they tried to cover him up, and because they tried to cover him up, it was like a whole scandal.
and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, why would you vote this guy who got exiled? Like, there's like so many questions.
I don't know.
There's
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of questions.
All right,
Lot of
guys,
All
we got-
will be revealed.
All will be revealed
Maybe.
soon in
Hopefully.
episode 7.
Maybe.
Unless they just decide to like cook battle and never explain it.
We'll get there.
happen, which
We'll
could
get
happen.
there. So definitely keep watching that show. We'll
Yeah.
keep covering it here on our next on, and then next we have Ancient Magus Brides with season 1, episode 5. I guess up until this point we've been getting a lot of good stuff, but episode 5 was like wrecked me.
Oh,
real
boy.
bad.
Episode 5 was incredibly hard for me to watch. I don't read the manga, so when I got to it, I was like texting Michelle. I was like, "What the f?" Yeah, spoilers.
There's a lot of cat murder.
Yeah.
in this
This is like,
It's
Hashtag cat
yeah,
murder.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of
Don't
cat
hashtag
murders,
that.
and I
Which
had,
I knew was coming.
I
Like
did
based
not
on the last
know.
episode, I knew that's exactly what was going to happen. when
Clearly,
they told the
cats were
story.
a theme, and
Yeah.
they were all ghosts.
Well, they told the story about how the previous like king of the cats had sacrificed himself in this like battle to kill this man that had been sacrificing cats. So I knew I totally knew it was going to be
Yeah,
Matthew.
you
Kind of explain it.
They did.
This time they have visual confirmation.
when they
of
showed
that's
like
what
the
happened.
wife going to the shed, I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
God, are they gonna show it? Are they gonna show it?"
They
I was
used
like,
the most
Yeah.
dramatic
Yeah.
ass music as well. Like it was so like, don't girl, like,
But-
like, don't open that demon door. But
how beautiful was it though? Like the Ancient Magus. The one thing that it always gets me is like the visuals are so stunning.
They're
every time.
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Every time they hit the
Every
end,
frame is like gold. It's crazy.
Yeah, even all the bloody cats.
Even all the bloody cats. You're just like, oh wow, like I could really feel the bloody cats.
I definitely shed a little. I always shed a little tear. I did cry like a little bitch at the end of episode 3 as well.
Oh, with the dragon.
Every time they hit the end of a small arc, they put this like shanty music in, and they just go like full hog on the animation and make these beautiful backgrounds. Like, and this one, when the kind of end of the episode, the spirits ascend basically, but it's like the most beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
She turns into like a bunch of feathers, and it's really great.
The whole like field of flowers.
Yeah.
I did not have the same reaction because I was really upset. Because the guy, like, he's like, oh, I'm with my wife. And I was like, you can go ahead and die, dude. Like, you killed so many cats.
The sorcerer kind of made him do it.
Yeah.
He was
corrupted his mind.
But, like, we were talking earlier, and I was like, yo, I love my husband, but if some sorcerer was like, hey, extend his life by killing a bunch of cats, I'd be like, no, he's fine dead. He's fine dead.
You heard it here, guys.
Is it weird if it was like human sacrifice to be like, oh, what a sad guy. But then it's because like killing pets is like just way more of a faux pas. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do
Don't
that.
kill pets.
Yeah.
No.
Pets trust
innocent.
you. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much cats trust you, but I mean, they're there.
Okay, so we all agree that cat death equals bad.
It's bad.
But this episode, I think, was a really good example.
Oh,
of
really good
the
episode.
great animation. The storyline is starting to get a little deeper, and it does end with like, so when am I gonna die? Like, woo, damn.
But the
Jesse.
lore,
That
the
lore?
idea of like just that world itself and what magic really does mean in the context of everyone is what's really cool and amazing. Because like every time you start seeing like modern people, you know, you start seeing like city mages and like these old sorcerers and like the fae and like demons and pixies and stuff, and then like I feel like as it ramps up, it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, because I feel like not only is it beautiful, but they definitely are not pulling their punches. This is what, episode 5, and I feel like every single episode it's getting a lot more like deeper emotionally. So I feel like if it's only
great
episode
series,
5, like it's got, I think they're signed up for 20-something episodes, aren't they?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I feel like it goes
I
through.
think
it goes through
25,
January.
26.
Yeah. So like,
so it's a full season.
Yeah, I expect it to just get
Cry over Christmas. All right, guys, we're going to keep watching the series. We hope you do too. We'll be covering it every week up until the season's over. So please keep watching along with us. Now we're going to move to our main topic, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. It is one of my favorites of, I mean, it came out like last year.
Yeah,
it was 2016.
It
Yeah, it was
was.
last year.
But it's still really great. Rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
Before we get into
really
it,
good.
we're going to play a little trailer, and then we're going to bring on a special guest, guys. So take a look.
日の本の民はカバネを恐れて駅の中に閉じこもった。仲間も誇りも捨てて逃げ出したんだ。失うものは仲間の命だけじゃない。誰かを切り捨ててそれで生き延びて胸を張れるのか。助けて助けて。
英雄になりたいのですか？
私は侍だ。この道今捨てずしていつ捨てる。あともう一歩なのに。
まさかこの駅を見捨てるのですか？危ない！また駅が飲まれたの。
やめろ！
回転を確認。
俺はカバネを倒せる力が欲しい。さあお前を無事に。俺はカバネが人がましく喋るな。
Yeah. But awesome
There it is.
YouTube action.
That's VV exciting. Everyone, welcome to our show, Robbie Daymond, everybody.
Yay!
I'll tell you looked over at the screen yourself.
I know it's very tempting to look at yourself on the monitor.
I'm not going to, but I'm not doing it though. I'm gonna press everything. I'm just gonna do everything. That's it.
Do it. So Robbie, it was announced. What was announced at YomaCon in Detroit?
In Detroit, yeah, that's a big anime con. Surprisingly
I
enough,
went for 2 years. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
I just haven't had a chance to go back.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to go to the cold.
I was there in spirit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And in announcement form.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
In the announcement, it was revealed that you will be the voice of Ikoma, the lead character in Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress dub, which will be coming soon-ish, right? We don't have a date on that. We got a question mark on that.
It's a keep your eyes peeled
Keep
on
your eyes
Funimation's
peeled.
social media.
Oh,
That sounds
fantastic.
about right. Yeah. I wouldn't even have known if I wasn't friends with someone that like runs PR for
Sure,
Funimation.
absolutely.
I would have had no idea. He's like, hey, it's coming out just so you know.
Yeah, it's
Okay, great.
you finished recording all of it, though, right?
Or
some of it?
Yes. You're
Like,
done.
I don't know a lot of things.
We've been done for a hot minute. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I've been waiting. I'm hyped about this one.
No.
I mean, because that's the thing. If anybody in the chat is new to anything where you talk about anything regarding voiceover, is it usually happens a long, long time for the actors before the audience actually sees it.
Correct.
So there's usually a big period of time wherein you cannot talk about anything you've worked on.
Yeah, and I just try to forget all of it. I just try to forget all of it.
Like a bad memory.
Well, a good memory, a good
Good
memory. Good bad memory.
Yeah.
Now, Robbie, were you familiar with or had you seen Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress before you auditioned and
Yes.
subsequently got the part? Oh, okay, excellent.
Yes, I asked to
Oh, yeah.
to read for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ikoma?
I missed the boat on Attack on Titan because I
Right.
wasn't really doing anime at the time. I was doing a lot of animation,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
anime. And then it's also mostly down in Tejas.
It is mostly down in Tejas.
So
Texas,
so this
for
like,
those of you who don't know what I'm
I'll take the beautiful cousin of that show.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm super stoked to be in this one for sure.
Someone in chat says Amazon says the release date is January 18th.
Oh,
Wow.
that
Wow.
sounds right.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
not
It actually
Amazon.
says 16th, but
16th.
That sounds right.
That could be
No,
right,
that's not
but
right.
The official word from Funimation as of a couple hours ago when I spoke to them was keep your eyes
It's
peeled.
because-
Keep your eyes peeled.
I think what you're looking at is that Amazon released it on Amazon Prime in 2016, and then Funimation, and they only have the streaming rights for the Japanese version,
Aha.
and Funimation has the
I
rights,
see,
and
yeah.
Crunchyroll has
Yeah.
the rights for the distribution and sale of the dub and the
Yes, so
Yes,
basically,
Japanese
yeah,
version.
that's exactly right. So
Yeah.
all streaming rights belong to Amazon. The end.
Yeah.
So you will only be getting the dub as of right now on home video release. So
yeah.
you know,
and
that's-
merchandising,
and merchandising.
Crunchyroll has.
Yes.
I googled it real good, guys.
Because if you don't know, it was Kabaneri is one of those anime that was on our favorite, and by being favorite, not favorite anime strike.
No, it was on just
No,
Amazon
it's
Prime.
just
Was
on,
it?
it's on
It was-
regular Amazon
Was
Prime.
it? It was before they invented Amazon Strike.
It was
to
one
be
of
an
the.
extra thing.
I think it may have been the first series that got distribution
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime.
Because
Yeah.
I know that it wasn't on Crunchyroll because it was one of the ones I was like, oh, I'm really excited
Yeah.
to watch this, and it wasn't on Crunchyroll, and I was like, where the hell is it?
Oh, Amazon Strike. How you taking anime
I
from
know.
us?
Amazon Strike.
But guys, I guess let's quickly tell you this is not going to be a spoiler-free
Yeah,
review.
no spoilers.
So we want you guys to watch this when it gets dubbed. It's going to be great. So the spoiler-free review, and it's just kind of like episode 1-ish information. Humanity. God,
Humanity.
Humanity.
Okay, that's a good way to
That's a
start.
good voice.
Okay,
All right.
Is there
I'm not going to
humans
read
on
off this. I'm
this?
just
They
going
should
to
have hired you to do the narration.
in a world, they're basically zombie-esque creatures. People are in fortress-like stations that are connected by armored trains. So there's a lot of steampunk trains.
Trains.
Real good steampunk design.
Yes.
Talk about that
Lots of
in
tracks
a
for
minute.
trains.
It's like Snowpiercer, but Captain America doesn't eat babies.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
it.
spoilers.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
a little, it's
Yeah.
like it's,
That was my
it's got a
favorite
little
part.
Mine
little
too.
Snowpiercer, little Train to Busan,
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
Attack on
Yeah.
Titan. Like
Yeah.
So basically, these zombies are
good.
always on the outside trying to get in, but then we're focused on one city that seems peaceful. Their lives are shattered when the Kabaneri manage to overrun the walls of the town, forcing
As
the
it
survivors to get
happens.
into the Kotetsujo, which is the name of their. So all their big trains have like special names.
They do.
Could you say that name again?
Kotetsujo.
Yeah, do you know how many times it took me before I could say it right? Just once?
I speak
Just
Japanese,
once?
so-
Can
but,
we actually
um,
get an
can we
example
get
of that?
that?
No. I refuse to embarrass
Just one
myself.
time, just
That
one
was
time.
6 months ago. Hop on
Max
in the
embarrasses himself all the time.
Kutetsujo. That's the
Yeah.
one. Nailed it.
Kotetsujo.
Kotetsujo.
It's
I like him.
Kotetsujo.
I like
You
him.
know,
Joe
you
is
know
my
who you sound like
favorite.
when you say it that way, Robbie, is random gaijin character in the
Yeah.
show.
Who is not random and is actually not technically a gaijin. We'll get to him. I got a whole thing about
Is
that
that the
guy.
guy that speaks perfect English?
Because he
I
is
like
half
him a lot.
American. All right, we'll get to that in a second. So anyway, the Kotetsujo, it actually means like steel. So Steel Fortress, the name of the series. Kotetsujo actually means like Steel Fortress Castle. Jo is the last word. So it's like a moving castle. It's very exciting. I really like the show. Okay. So they get everyone, the survivors get into the Kotetsujo, try to seek shelter elsewhere. And then the main character, Ikoma, is attacked. Oh no, it's the first episode. What's going to happen to him? He definitely turns into like half Zombo, half humanoid
It was
guy.
in the trailer. We all saw it.
It was in the
right?
trailer.
It's
It's not a spoiler. It was in the
not a
trailer.
spoiler.
Yeah.
And they call him a Kabaneri.
So I think we should explain what the Kabaneri are.
Sure.
The
Kabaneri.
The Kabaneri.
I mean, I feel like that's a,
Yeah.
The
that's a
Kabaneri are the
logical
zombies.
I mean, it's
transition.
just like the thing that's unique about this is because they're not just zombies. They're like this weird hybrid of like they are zombies, but they're also their hearts are covered with iron, and this whole like idea of iron having to like pierce their hearts within this that's protected by this metal cage is where all the really good steampunk elements come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
They need that
And of
sweet
course,
tech.
it makes them like 1,000 times more deadlier because you
Yeah.
can't just shoot their head off because. Well, I don't actually. They're
can't
not super
remember.
clear about that. Can you just behead them? And is that
you know,
good?
they
They still kind of move around
I'm
and
pretty
stuff.
sure you have to strike the heart
heart,
of the
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
no head, they
that's
still
the-
So they're
wiggles.
kind of like vampires.
Yeah.
But zombies.
But this the thing that they have
Count Chocula.
in this that is super special is like the fact that they've kind of thought out every part of it. So they've built this culture around this town. So in very samurai fashion, they have these little bombs that if you are infected, you have to destroy your own heart so that you can stop the infection. And that is one of the, like when I saw that,
was
and so the first
dramatic.
episode was also in the trailer, not a spoiler.
Yeah.
When you see that, that's when you know stuff is serious.
It's
super
so
serious.
Yeah, if
serial.
you're
Yeah.
carrying around a custom heart exploder pouch,
Yeah.
things have gone bad.
Absolutely.
It's like those little details that make this particularly special.
Well, according to Fadier in the chat, you can cut off their heads, and Ryukyon says that Mume does behead one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
yeah, she
right.
does.
She does.
I guess that's why the
because they
samurai.
also have
But the
those
thing is,
swords,
but the thing
though.
is that it's like that happens so infrequently because so much of the focus is on the fact that
Yeah.
you do have to destroy their hearts, and that's the thing that's interesting about the character of Ikoma and how he kind of gets involved in all of this. Is he's basically trying to devise a perfect system for blowing up Kabaneri hearts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Kabane
he
hearts.
does.
But let's just say that all undead monster rules apply.
Sure.
Yeah.
Heart, head, we're
Yeah.
good. We're good.
Cut their legs off, throw them in the ocean. I don't know if they swim or not. Yeah, all that stuff. Probably they sink because they're made of metal or whatever.
Sure.
They'll just
Yeah,
sink.
sure. Let's just say that. I mean, there wasn't a lot of water stuff in this, so it's really hard to tell.
So what's really great about this series is that it is a show that was made. It was written to be an anime. It wasn't a manga first.
That is very true.
It was it's something that Wit Studio developed after they did season 1 of Attack on Titan, and then they were like, we want to work on this other thing because we want to tell our own story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comparisons to this Attack on Titan. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I think this stands alone. It is a survival, like humanity's trying to
horror,
survive
yeah.
kind of thing. That's similar, but everything else.
But in many ways, I would almost say that Attack on Titan is absolutely taking from all of those kind of zombie stories as well, even though it's not specifically zombies. They're all stories about what happens when humanity is no longer the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's an interesting story you can tell many different ways, and they fucking did it.
Yeah.
I feel like the most interesting aspect of this that they don't do, like Attack on Titan is very obviously European. And this is like incredibly Japanese.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they blend like the steam and the Japanese aspect of it so effortlessly.
Yeah.
I think that is very original.
Well, I mean, it's still like basically Japan. You know,
Yeah.
they have the shogunate, they have the shogun. Shogun. I don't know.
Shogun.
Shogun is the guy.
I knew
Robbie,
that.
do you have a line read for that one?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna. Shoji, isn't that the game? That's the game, right?
the gears working.
I don't know a lot.
But they show like actually in the intro they show like Japan like on fire because part of a recurring theme is like you like burn yourself to save humanity. Like your soul is burning because you're using all your feelings to save not just yourself but like everybody. It's just like a common
They also,
theme.
you know, the little bomb bags also has like a very like seppuku type
For sure, yeah.
ideal
Yeah.
because they're always very much like you better do it, you better do that thing.
yeah.
You know,
It's
it's
very
very
like-
sacrifice for the greater good. You know, like
it's like honor within killing yourself.
Sure.
For the
Yeah.
It
greater
is
good.
a little harken. It is a little feudal Japan-esque.
Yeah.
There's definitely a system going down there where people are devoted to certain things. Yeah, absolutely.
Game of Joe B in the chat wants to know if the main protagonist screams as much as Eren from Attack on Titan.
Oh,
Yes.
Not as much.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
so.
a high bar. Eren
It
is up
sure
here.
felt like it. It sure felt like I screamed a lot.
I
So
feel
it-
like,
But I feel like it's screaming in a different context
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Ikoma than
It's
it is
different.
for Eren.
It's a lot of guttural. It's less angry and more guttural, sort of ripped apart, uncontrollable screaming.
Sure.
Yeah. Great fun.
I feel like he's
Very
definitely
interesting way
more
to
like
describe screaming.
yeah. I feel like he's more primal versus Eren is just angry
He's
all
just
the time.
at a fucking 10.
Yeah.
I just really don't like Eren, guys. Sorry. He's just at a goddamn 10 all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, though. All right, so
What?
if we are stuck on an abandoned island and
Jesus.
you only had Kabaneri or Attack on Titan,
Oh.
what would you?
Oh,
what would you take to you on your
you
island?
know, I think just because it's fresh, because I was rewatching Kabaneri before this, and I was so annoyed with some stuff in the last season of Attack on Titan, I'd pick Kabaneri.
I, too, am very caught up on the Attack on Titan manga. And this is in my eyes, because this is how I feel about it. And I just, Kabaneri.
Yeah.
I can't. Attack on Titan, please stop.
Because I'm always so contradictory, I'm gonna go with Attack on Titan. Simply because I'm biased and I like Levi.
That's fine.
Yeah, Levi's great.
We're allowed to like different things. Max?
Well, Kabaneri for sure, because the animation is just so spectacular.
God, yes.
Like every frame is.
There's
like
no
a work
laziness
of
in
art.
this- in this
You
cycle,
know,
yeah.
I mean, like the CG elements, and I'm not saying that Attack on Titan is poorly animated. Absolutely not.
Yes.
It's just
But
like
Sometimes they
different
throw in the
level.
towel, though. They're
This is
like,
just
this
like-
one's not.
They floated in.
cohesively all kind of like just a better package.
Yeah. Robbie, how about you?
I am legally not obliged to say. I can neither pick between two excellent properties, which you should all watch.
This was actually all a trap. I'm glad you.
It's a
didn't
trap. This is
follow
a trap. This is an elaborate
that.
trap.
Tried, yeah.
That's the person who asked the question works for Funimation. They're just
Yes.
testing you.
And also, Coop W. Wilson, to answer your question about do they scream as much as Asta from Black Clover? Nobody screams as much as
Nobody.
Asta
No
from
one.
Black Clover.
No one
The fact
screams
that they
like
made
us,
Black
son.
Clover is basically just a series about screaming.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sorry.
how I
I'm so
feel
guys.
about
I
it.
know we got a lot of negative comments about our YouTube thing, but we do appreciate the series as it is, Black Clover. But the
Sure.
voice acting is
Yeah.
very hard to look past that for us. So
Yeah.
you know, potato, tomatoes,
In
tomatoes.
the
You
original
guys can still
Japanese
like it.
version,
Yeah.
to be very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I haven't
yeah,
heard the dub
because I
yet.
feel like the dub, I'm much more interested in Black Clover because I hope that
Yeah.
Asta's not at a 10.
Maybe the main
I
character
don't
dies.
think
No one
so.
knows.
I mean, that would just be hard on the ears, really.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to like all these notes about the characters are my notes, unfortunately, because I just am so excited about the series. Can we talk about the characters that we like the most, maybe, or we could start.
Yeah.
We'll start with Ikoma because obviously
I can't because my favorite character is not in episode 1.
I will.
yeah.
Maybe if we could do, we have time to do it later.
Yeah.
Second best. But let's talk about Ukoma really quickly. My notes are basically Frankenstein, which is not really true.
No, he is. He kind of.
He didn't really die.
Yeah.
Right.
If Frankenstein made himself the
monster.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, the doctor. God damn it.
Dr.
Dr.
Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein is
He's
the-
kind of like
monster.
sexy
But he's kind of-
BDSM Frankenstein.
I mean,
Right,
but that's the
first
thing
scene.
because he kind of is both the doctor and,
And
the
the
monster.
Yeah.
So
The
it works.
monster
It totally
of-
works.
I like it. That's
I'll
fine.
take it.
Yeah.
We'll give you a pass.
So we did briefly talk about his screaming sessions, but I think, well, I just finished it today, like in the back room. I was like, oh, like having all these feelings, but I feel like he gets a little less screamy in the middle, and then he goes
does.
back. He does this arc.
The thing
of screaming.
I appreciate about Ikoma is that he's a little screamy in the beginning, but I felt like they did such a good job of making you care about him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then when his backstory is revealed, I'm more sad because I already care about the character.
Yeah.
Whereas like in another series, maybe from the same animation
We
studio,
don't know. It could be
because they
anything.
just went right into the sad right in the beginning. I just was
yeah.
more shocked and not sad.
Sure.
So
He's pretty likable as a
yeah, I like
character.
Ikoma.
I
He's
think
really
I
good.
think that he's pretty pure in a sense.
He really kinda is.
You know, he's got his issues and why he's doing what he's doing, but I really like characters that I like.
Yeah.
I also like to play characters that I really don't like, you know, and I really liked Ikoma.
I think too the thing about Ikoma that's nice is that he, even when he gets like the Kabaneri abilities, he's not immediately super OP, and he also doesn't immediately think that he can just destroy everything on his own.
Because he's smart. He's like a nerd.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he starts as a steam engineer. What is it calling them?
He's one of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
Steam Smith is
Steam
his actual
Smith.
job occupation title.
But he's also like he's not like some super genius that like everyone respects. They
Yeah.
just
No,
think
no.
he's
He just
like
works
some
really
weird,
hard to make the
eccentric
things.
weirdo.
Yeah.
That he is a genius in his own right, but no one gives him credit for it, which is a very Japanese sort of
Sure.
like
Yeah.
hierarchy type business thing, which also kind of like adds to the story of him just kind of doing all this stuff in secret and like kind of stealing all these things to create like basically he wants to save humanity, or he wants to create this
In
weapon
his own
that
way.
is super efficient at destroying these things, because I think what was it, the rifles that they were using weren't super effective.
Right.
Yeah.
So he
The
invented
rifles,
the
the
steam
swords. I mean,
Yeah.
he
What's it
comes
called?
up with everything.
steam piercing gun.
Yeah,
The
the
piercing
piercing
gun,
guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is how it was
It's
translated. in
basically
English,
just
I
the
guess, but
big old nail gun.
just
That's
just
the way that it seems
staple
like, yeah.
nail guns into the Kabaneri's heart. So I like Takumi. He's a good protagonist for this one. He doesn't wear on me too hard. I don't feel.
No,
Good guy.
he is. He's a
VV
very
good
likable
guy.
shonen
He gives that
protagonist.
little. He's green for most of the series, which is very confusing because no one else turns green. Just
Well,
throwing it
that's
up.
because he kind of like homebrewed himself into a Kabaneri.
Yeah, he
Sure,
did.
but to me, as soon as he turned green, I was like, "Oh, it's a Frankenstein monster guy. Okay, cool."
Yeah, I mean,
and
you
he has
know,
a little,
it
he
has
has
an
a little
element of
white
that.
patch. So I feel like they
Sorta
really
like
pulled.
It's like a pale kind of green.
It's
Yeah.
very
Kind of
whenever him
pale.
and Mume like get their hands close to each other, you're like, oh, you're green. You're so green, boy. Which brings me to my second character, Mume. Who votes for Mume or who hates her? Come on.
Oh, I love movies.
I like
love
Mume.
Mume.
I love
Mume
Mume.
is great.
I actually don't care for Ikoma very much.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm always that guy. I'm always that guy.
I'm
He
gonna
doesn't like
change
the
your
main character.
mind. I'm gonna change your
Robbie's
mind.
here to change one
It's
person's
very
mind.
rare that I like the main character.
Protag.
To be fair, but
Sure.
I also. To be very honest, I just don't like his character design. That's what it is.
Oh, the
Character
design.
design.
I don't like his design.
Interesting.
He
What
does
is
have-
up with the green.
He does
glasses?
have
like I
weird
don't-
half glasses and fluff hair. Yeah.
Excuse me, are you trying to say that you're going to have a series about steampunk without green glasses? Like that is
But
quintessential.
only one of them.
To be fair,
Quintessentially steampunk.
to be fair, so when we talk about steampunk like in our heads, I don't like steampunk aesthetic
Yeah,
like,
aesthetically.
almost at all. But in this series, I don't see a single random ass cog.
Yep.
There are no
No.
girls in metal circle skirts. You know what I'm talking about. Fire Emblem.
I was actually sad at the lack of
There's
top
no
hats.
random clock parts anywhere.
And I was just like, they did it really well. Like, it's
Yeah,
just,
everything makes sense. I mean,
it's technology.
Exactly.
It is the industrial.
their cogs
revolution.
have a purpose.
That
Yeah.
it's actual steam technology. It's not
Yeah.
like in a chimney or whatever. Where it's like it's steampunk and everything is steampunk, but it's really
Yeah.
just
My
these
shoes are
gears.
steampunk.
Yeah.
Look at these gears. I
Why?
glued
You
them
just
on.
like
They don't
randomly
do
have like
anything.
part of a can opener on your shoe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
all
My
of their
aesthetics.
all of their like steam technology has and serves a purpose.
Yeah.
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 Did you like the epitome of all those movies? Did you like Steam Boy?
I like Steam Boy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
Yeah,
all
that was-
Steam.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing not Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
and
F
there,
cogs,
which
y'all.
was there's a
We don't
certain.
need no cogs.
I mean, I thought it was like Steam Boy was kind of like oh, you're taking steampunk to like a whole nother level, like a whole.
We don't
whole
all
nother
hate
level.
steampunk.
But
Hey, Jabberwocky, we don't all hate steampunk. We just talking some stuff now. We just talking
we
some
just
trash
don't
talk.
like.
I like well executed.
done,
steampunk.
well
Yeah.
done.
Steampunk.
We
And
don't
that's
like
what
the
this series
lazy
is.
stuff.
Yeah,
that's
that's what we're
all.
talking
about.
We're
We
very
don't-
particular.
Yeah.
What we don't like is put a cog on it.
Yeah.
What we
Yeah.
like is explain why this is
That's
this
the
is
name
there.
of my steampunk coffee shop.
Oh,
Put a
great.
cog on it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I will
Come
never.
on
There's
in.
visit
already
it.
a Portlandia episode
Never
on
Never
it.
visit
visit
it.
it.
Okay,
Unless
so
you drink out of a cog, then it's fine.
Done.
So if you guys don't know, Mume is the also other main character. My note for her is, I've got a secret, Desu. She obviously is a great fighter, as you can see from the trailer. Has a secret as well, and has a very, very cute character design.
I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
character
Oh,
design.
I love her character.
We didn't talk about the
design.
character design. Actually, since we talked about Mume, and we're moving on to Ayame, the
princess.
Princess.
The character design looks very familiar because it's the same person who did the Macross character designs, which is
That
why
makes so much sense.
they have those beautiful giant round eyes.
makes-
Those bangs that go all
Yep.
over their
Yeah.
All
head,
over their faces.
all around their head.
Okay, their hair animation in
It's
this is
beautiful.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Well, and Ayame
Delicious.
has like such beautiful long hair too. I really, really like the character of Ayame so much. I feel like
so good.
she gets such a good character arc, and
She's a strong female.
Yeah.
She gets a
character.
steam-powered bow and arrow, y'all.
her bow and arrow is amazing.
It's so
It's
good.
amazing.
And
Yep.
she is like quintessential like princess who gets shoved in the leadership role because in the first episode, again, not a spoiler, her dad does not make it.
Of course.
Not good.
Does not make it.
But she has to like suddenly take on the leadership, and she has like she has like the key for the master key for the big train, and it's very, very good, very good. Other Ayame notes before we move on?
Nah, she just
God damn, this
she's
girl.
just good.
We
She's the
covered
best.
that really dope like steampunk bow, right? Because that's
Dope. She only uses it like twice, but it's fine. And then we have Takumi is an important character. What?
There's a lot of quality cog.
She's a strong female character that needs no cog.
It's true.
I like if you'd like it, then you'd better put a cog on.
Guys, we were getting some
Yeah, you
gold.
guys are on fire.
Solid. Good work. Good work.
Anyway, guys, this is very nice. We should all screen cap this right now. So
Chad has been killing it with the puns all night long because they were crushing it during Power Rangers too.
yeah. Oh, parent dying in anime. How is that not a spoiler? Wink.
Parents never die in anime.
What?
So in this show, we also have Takumi, Ikuma's BFF for life. He basically saves him. He's just Takumi is just like he's like all the characters who are the best friend of the main guy character.
Yeah, he's like
in everything.
the
He's the
Sam,
quintessential one.
like
Yeah,
from
he's
Lord
the
of the
hunk.
Rings.
Sam
Yeah,
Wise.
Sam. He's what's the guy from
Samuel Tarly.
Pretty much.
Game of
They're
Thrones.
all-
That's
they're
what you're
all
going with,
named
right? They're
Sam.
all named
Yeah.
Sam.
It's,
They're
it's
all
like the
Sam,
Sean
and-
Astin of
And they're all
anime.
a little pudgy. Like if you
Yeah.
notice
Yes.
that. Yeah.
He's
And
great.
we are saying his name Takumi.
Yeah, Takumi.
Takumi.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
on the top, we're saying it, and you know how I remembered? So I was just go Takumi. Takumi.
Yeah.
Oh, like taco meat.
Takumi.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
That's
you were
how I
thinking
would remember.
Like, taco meat. Like,
Taco
yo, give
meat.
me a taco,
Got
bro.
it. Done and done.
He's my bro that gives me tacos.
And he even wears green, which is like the color that those characters always wear. For some
And
reason.
his English, he's been announced, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, it's Ben
And
Diskin.
it's such a great choice.
Yeah, Ben is a lovely human being, and yeah, Ben,
We've
I
done
can
a lot of
imagine is
stuff
great
opposite
in
him
that
and
goal.
I. Yeah. We have a good rapport.
Best
back
friend
and forth.
vibe?
We do have a good best friend vibe, and our voices sync up pretty well that way.
Nice. Oh,
nice.
He's
Nice,
really good in this role because I know his work, and when I heard it, I was like, I mean, everyone's great, but I particularly was like, oh man, you just want to root for Takumi for sure.
Yeah.
I will just buzz right into my favorite character for the rest of my life is Kurusu,
Yes.
who is Ayame's like samurai protector boy, and he's so good. Like he's just like this loyal motherfucking guy who blushes at her all the time. It's so good. I love him so much, and he has a really good arc, and the end is very good for him.
And has a very sexy English voice as well.
Oh, who's his voice?
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I don't know him. I haven't worked with him before.
Okay, well,
but it is very deep. And
I'm
sort
very
of-
excited to see
Oh,
that.
I thought he had like a legit English voice.
Oh
Like,
no,
like
no,
a British
British
accent.
English?
Him an
No.
English accent for no reason.
Just why not? I mean, it seems like he would have.
Just
one.
my husband, though. When you see him, you will know why, babies. It is super good. There's a lot of good eye candy in here for girls and boys.
Yes.
I gotta say. We need to talk really quickly, obviously, about Suzuki, who is we mentioned him before. He's the one foreigner who shows up who has like a curled wig on and glasses and speaks perfect English. Like it's usually you get anime, someone speaks
great.
English and it's like
It's very weird.
It's like wow, desu, like
Whoa,
it's so
medical.
weird. And they say
Weird.
thank you. But this one,
Welcome.
sorry, I'm just repeating what I hear. But this one, I was like, why is it so perfect? And he transitions very well. So I was like, I'm gonna Google this. His name is Maxwell Powers, and he's a half Japanese, half American citizen who lives in Japan and does all of those weird voiceovers you hear on like Japanese commercials are like Shiseido. And like he like he's one guy who does all of that stuff. And if you Google him, guys, you have
because
to Google
there's
him.
only one guy who can speak
Maxwell
English perfectly.
And he has an
Yeah.
amazing announcing voice too. He goes Maxwell Powers, and it's amazing. He does like all of the any kind of like digital film like announcements, that kind of stuff. He's been in a bunch of movies. It is just Google it. He's got a good reel,
Man.
y'all.
And I would love it if they had flipped it and it was just someone speaking
spoke perfect Japanese.
Japanese.
I was wondering.
And you never understood. I have no
I was
idea what they did
wondering.
with that character. I never saw it.
Okay.
All I
I
ever
wonder if they're
saw
gonna make
was-
him like just British.
I bet they
I
have a
don't know.
British
I was
thing.
gonna make
He
it
has a
British.
powdered wig. Like
He
I
does.
mean, he has a
He's
powdered
gonna be
wig.
British.
He's
For
gonna
no
be British.
reason. He has a powdered magistrate's
Yeah.
rig
Well,
for
that's
no
how
reason.
Yeah.
that's how you know that he's foreign because anytime anyone has curls in their hair,
Yes.
they're a foreign person.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
And then last best bae is Yukina.
I love Yukina.
Yukina is great. I think
She's-
she's probably one of my favorite characters for sure.
She's the pink-haired character in this series, but she's not the main character. She's the
Which is like really
is
a
odd.
hard thing to deal with.
she what's it called? Drives the train.
She's a train
Directs,
conductor.
Train
conducts,
conductor.
she conducts the train, and
Yeah.
she's ripped AF.
You know
also.
what's great? Yeah, because like the scenes when she operates the train, you know, and this is another great part of the show, is like everything seems like it has weight to it, you know? And nothing is necessarily easy. So like anytime she has to like actually use any of the instruments, she like takes off her thing and then all of her like bulkiness and she just uses all of her strength to pull things, and to animate that and to show that, like, it's just a little small detail.
Yeah.
But it like adds so much that like
It's like
giving the
grounds
life
it. Yeah.
to like the train itself as well, you know? Like
Yeah.
just so many good details.
It's just this show is just so goddamn good. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
It's very good. If you have Amazon Prime, go watch it
Go
right
just-
now.
yeah.
It's real good.
And when the dub comes
No,
out,
wait
please
for
watch
the
it
English.
again. And then when the dub comes out,
Listen,
watch it
I
again.
feel like you can enjoy both.
That's
Yeah,
what we
enjoy
tried
that.
to do
Why
for
not
Akuma,
Oh,
too.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good, Robbie.
Really good.
Not
Wow,
irritating
it's
at
a
all.
little bit higher
It's
pitched
my
than I
really
would
good
imagine.
Jack voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how.
It's great.
Is he a magical girl in this? Is
Yeah,
that like in the
yes.
English dub?
Absolutely. He spins his nail gun around it, gets a steampunk skirt.
I'd watch that though.
Yes.
100%
We
watch
both
that.
would.
Yep.
So, guys, what do you think about Kabaneri the Iron Fortress? Have you watched it? Are you going to watch it? Let us know in the chat on Discord or on Twitter. We are all V excited. Any last thoughts about Kabaneri before we move on to this last section?
It's just good. It's
just
You
good.
should
It's
watch
Good.
it.
You should watch
If
it.
you don't watch it, you're missing out on like anime greatness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like hands down. I'm not even
Yeah.
exaggerating.
Yep.
And I tell you what, I've done a lot of anime in the last 3 years particularly, and I don't remember the last time I've been this hyped about a show.
Aw.
Yeah, it's really fun. I hope you guys enjoy it.
See, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And guys, our friends over at Funimation have been kind enough to present you guys the little offer to celebrate the upcoming home video release of Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress and the addition of Star Blazer Space Battleship Yamato $21.99 to its fall streaming lineup. Funimation is offering our viewers $5 off your first month subscription to their streaming service, Funimation Now. Funimation Now is already only $5.99 a month, and actually, when you first sign up, you get your first 2 weeks for free. And they're offering $5 off. So basically, you're going to get 2 weeks for free, and then you're going to pay 99 cents for a month of a whole bunch of anime. And there's all kinds of really good stuff on there. You'll have the opportunity to actually be able to watch Black Clover because, you know, there is a lot of yelling built into it, but darn it if Dallas Reed, who does the English voice of Asta, doesn't try to tone it down from an 11 to like a 9.5.
Well, that's good.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, it really makes a huge difference. I watched some of it and I was like, you know what? Bless this guy. So anyway, go to Funimation.com/subscribe and use the code HyperCabaneri. So
Oh, damn,
it's
that's gonna be
Kabaneri. It's not Kabaneri. It's Kabaneri.
Kabaneri.
So Kabaneri
Jesus.
at checkout to get that $5 off your first month subscription to Funimation Now.
We
There's
might
a lot of
tweet
free
that.
anime depending on how
Yeah.
much you
Yeah.
binge.
It's so true.
Yeah, not bad.
So true. So yeah, we'll post a thing that has all that information in it as well, so it'll be easier for you to check that out.
Excellent.
So Robbie, Robbie is a very good friend of mine. So I feel like I've heard a lot of your stories and our many,
And we're still friends,
and here we are,
surprisingly.
here we
It's
are.
amazing.
So I wanted to know, because back in the day, so the way I met Robbie is I do a Sailor Moon podcast called Love and Justice, and Robbie was kind enough to come be a guest on it because he is the voice of Tuxedo Mask in the Viz dub of Sailor Moon. And at the time, I remember you saying that, because we had asked you if there was a character that you had really wanted to provide the voice of that you had not yet gotten a chance to play, and you're like, actually I did, but I can't tell you about it. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that was Spider-Man.
Correct!
Yay!
It's my
Man.
favorite superhero of all time.
Yeah.
The show just came out, but I've only been doing I've been doing it for over 2 years now. Like you said,
Yeah.
you don't get to
Wow.
talk about any of the cool stuff. You just get to lock down all the secrets.
I remember Robbie used to refer to Final Fantasy 15 as like, yeah, you know, it's like the bros in the car.
They're just some guys in a car. You try to be as coy as possible, but oh boy.
Now, so you were saying with Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress that this was a show that you had really been gunning to be a part of. Can you think of any other anime series that you like really wanted to audition for?
Sure. Well, I made a very conscious decision to try to walk into anime, which is tough. But I had the other background to go for it. But I shouldn't say grow up. I got into anime through Naruto manga.
Sure,
and that was
sure.
always my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But the minute I walked into Studiopolis and did Sailor Moon, they were like, I think like the same day they were like, we're finished with Naruto forever.
And you're like,
and,
no.
Yeah, and then they put me in. The last movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're in the last Naruto movie.
Yes, and then they put me in Boruto. Which
Nice.
I'm very excited about as to be one of Team Konohamaru, like one of the 3 main kids, and that was one of those for me as like a real major sort of anime touchstone for me.
Yeah,
in addition to Sailor Moon.
Totally. Yeah, I mean Sailor Moon is pretty iconic for a lot of people. I mean that's how I got into anime.
But
so.
but I mean Boruto's huge, and that whole world is a big thing for me. I'm really excited about that one too.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chad, if you guys have any questions for Robbie, like throw them up in there, guys. Like
just throw up
all over the chat.
So we did start a little late. So can we end a little late too, Lucas? Okay, he's just like I hate my life. So guys, we've heard about his jobs. Let's see, the Robbie's had. Now we're gonna talk about jobs that are not him in the news in our game show section called Fuzakeru.
Yes.
There's an animation.
All right.
Okay.
What are we doing? So we're gonna play a little game here.
Oh no.
If any of you guys are fans of the NPR podcast, Wait, Don't Tell Me, this is very similar to, stolen directly from there, a game called Not My Job that they play with their celebrity guests. So, Robbie, you don't need a buzzer.
Okay.
Only Michelle, Yume, and Max need buzzers because you are going to get the opportunity to answer these questions first. Okay?
What are they about?
Well, you're going to find out.
No!
All right.
It's going to be about not your job.
So, in Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress...
Yeah.
Before Ikoma Frankensteins himself into being a Kabaneri, he is a steamsmith, which is a person responsible for the repair and maintenance of the Hayajiro, the armored locomotives built to transport people and goods between stations whilst providing protection from the Kabane. So naturally, we're going to ask you a series of multiple choice questions about the famous Shinkansen, aka the bullet train.
Okay. I thought we were going to go for Thomas the Train Engine.
Nope. Thomas the Tank Engine, that would be amazing. Which is a popular way to travel between destinations in Japan. So again, you get to answer first. These are multiple choice questions.
Okay.
And then if you don't know the answer, you answer incorrectly, then we will give you guys a chance to buzz in. Okay. All right?
No. Okay.
So here we go. This is the first question.
Michelle might know everything.
How many total Shinkansen stations are there currently?
Stations.
Total number of stations. Is the answer A, 109, B, 209, or C, 159?
Maximum 209.
That is incorrect.
Boy.
Michelle.
159.
Nope, incorrect.
The one that you didn't say. That one I got that one. The first one.
Good job.
Max
Good
gets
job.
the point.
All right,
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
Nation.
There are
Max
currently-
gonna win this
there-
again?
There are currently 109 total Shinkansen stations, and there are about 10,500 total train stations in all of Japan.
Oh, my God.
All right.
I think there are like one in North Hollywood, maybe, if we're lucky.
There's sort of one in North. I mean, it's a metro station.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, moving on. Okay, so the next question is, which of the following names was not once considered for a Shinkansen? Was it A, Adam, B, Heiwa, which means peace, or C, samurai?
Let's go with Adam.
That is not correct. Max.
Adam.
Nope, that is
Damn it.
He's the same thing.
I think Michelle buzzed in first.
I think I get it.
Heiwa.
No, that's no.
Samurai!
Yeah, it's samurai. Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
Bust
Good
your
job,
eardrums
Michelle.
out.
Good job.
All
Does
right.
any, do any Japanese people really want like samurai tearing through the countryside?
That was one that they didn't
love-
consider.
I love
They didn't
samurai.
consider
Yeah.
samurai.
In hindsight.
So back in 1964, the Japanese Railway Company asked the public to submit name proposals and received nearly 560,000 replies. Some of the candidates included Adam, the popular animation character known as Astro Boy overseas, as well as Inazuma, which is lightning, and Heiwa, peace, and Olympia. Names currently in use for the Shinkansen running between Tokyo and Osaka include Kodama, which means echo, Hikari, which is ray of light, and Nozomi, which is hope.
I totally misunderstood that question.
Yep.
I
right,
Because
totally
you
did.
answered my
Listen.
same wrong
Yeah.
answer right
I
on
don't know why I did that.
I just let it.
I thought you were giving me a pass.
I thought
And
it was
now-
like, what are they gonna call?
Okay, last one, guys.
The final question. So far, the score is Michelle has one and Max has one.
Yeah.
Robbie.
So, the familiar English announcement, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shinkansen on the Tokaido Shinkansen, which runs between Tokyo and Shinosaka stations, is provided by Donna Burke, who hails from which country?
Oh, fuck.
Is it A, Australia, B, England, or C, Wales?
Just proximity. I'm going to go Australia.
That is correct!
Yes!
Yes,
Fantastic.
the actress and businesswoman who hails from Perth, Australia, has been the voice of the Tokaido Shinkansen since 2005.
Yay.
You can also hear her voice in the Delta Lounge in Narita Airport and in the English language guidance for the Emperor Showa Memorial Museum.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right, congratulations.
Dope.
So you have 1 point, Max has 1 point, and I have 1 point.
And once again, I have 0.
I guess
guys.
you may just lose it.
You
Loses everything.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Guys,
Thanks
thank you.
for playing.
Was that
Everybody
only
wins.
3 questions? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, 3 questions.
I'm glad they
3
all
questions.
didn't start with me embarrassing myself.
So
Good,
thank you
I got
guys
one.
so much for joining us for today's show.
Yeah.
Robbie, thank you for joining us and coming onto our little show talk about
Sure, of
Kabaneri.
course. Yeah.
Where can everyone find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me at Robbie Daymond on Twitter's the best way, or on Facebook, or Robbie Dangerous on Instagram.
Just stop.
Don't
No one look at
judge
that.
me. I don't
And
know how to
so
change
edgy.
it.
And you occasionally
Ooh,
do
feeling
some
cut.
Twitch stuff of your own as well.
Oh yeah, I have a group with Max Middleman and Ray Chase, also a train announcer for Persona 5 at Loud Annoying, our little improv group, and we do a lot of charity streams and stuff
Awesome.
like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, it's really fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Also, I saw a bunch of questions in the stream that we didn't get to. If you want to ask those, I'm pretty darn responsive on Twitter, so just tweet at me and I'll get back at you all the questions about some of the films and other shows and stuff that I saw.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Dope.
thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll be back next week at Tuesday, same time, same place, same channel. We will see you y'all later. Oh, God. One last time. We are HyperOtaku!
Yeah!